Do I look fat or muscular? Been working out, but not much. Some people in the comments told me to react to this. Someone in there. A special acoustic version of Help. Thank you for 14 million views. Jesus. Yeah, that song is fire. I'm not even gonna lie here. That song is just straight fire. I don't know if this like lip sync or I mean the video, not like the whole performance, right? But I don't know if the video is like lip sync, but in the beginning, before the music even starts to play, she already have the vocals on it and it goes straight in, right? I can't do that. I need metronome. But the thing is, like, you know how you guys know Pharrell Williams, that person, that legend of music, huh? You know how he has like the producer tag of you gotta have 4 steps, like thunk 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 thunk. You might seem crazy when I'm about to say. It might seem crazy. Yeah, I need that. If I have to go straight in without the intro and sing that song, I need a metronome. Just that the fact that she was able to go straight in if it's live, that is more impressive. But if it's not, it's still impressive because I couldn't do it. Ooh. I like the fact that, you know, in the original is not much emotion going on in the instrumental. It's basically just drum, bass, Natori singing as a back vocals. Those are the things that happen in the original song, right? But because there's so much to play with a live guitar that it could add so much more, like a little bit of a tempo change, a little bit of a triplet here and there. Kobo absolutely nailed it on the vocals too, because she play around with her voice. That is crazy about this, and I love it. I love it a lot, especially like just before the chorus where they gotta build up, like slow down, but at the same time build up to the chorus. That's crazy. This is what I'm talking about. When I say that Kobo, in one of the videos, I remember I said this. Don't quote me if I didn't say it. So I'm going to say it right now, though. Kobo is very versatile on her music, right? Tell me one song in her catalog that sounds the same. Mantra Hujan, that's not the same as O Asmara. First Love, that's not the same with Help. It's everything in her songs. It's not just like one song. She is versatile in her catalog, and this one in particular, like in the original, she's singing Help, da 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 da. But in this one, she just goes straight soft, very soft. In the acoustic version, she just fucking nailed it. This girl right here is crazy. I'm gonna tell you that. I'm not even like pandering. I know that the fact that I have give Kobo shit a lot of times in the past, I'm not trying to, you know, take my words back from that time. I was just trying to like tell you the fact that Kobo, when the credit is needed, I provide it. When the kudos is needed, I will give it. Like, I'm not pandering this shit. Please go away. Oh, I need a full version of this. I need a full version of this. I love it. I love this one. I love this acoustic version. If there's like a rock version of it, is also pretty cool. But there's a couple of AIs on the internet that actually has a rock version of another song of her, which I don't remember what is. The Fond Memory. Yeah, that's the thing. I remember reacted to that one, and I didn't know that it was AI. And some people in the comments said like, "This is AI, bro. Like, what the fuck are you? What the fuck are you talking about?" I was like, apologize, because I did not know that shit was AI. If I knew in advance, I wouldn't have put it in a video, but whatever, that's in the past. Okay, so this one is the return of the Rainmaster, and this one is Holo Hero Fairy Tales. No one told me to react to this, but when I search up Kobo Kanaeru and I want to react to that short, I see this. And I was like, I'm going to react to it, just because why not? It was short, it's 14 minutes, but it's probably a build-up for a certain live stream? I don't know. Maybe there's another live stream or another project that is going to come up, and this is like the teaser. I had no idea. Or this is a standalone project. I had no idea.
Di sebuah negeri yang dipenuhi kisah-kisah legenda, hiduplah sosok-sosok luar biasa yang namanya tak pernah lekang oleh waktu.
Wait. I'm not being racist, but hiduplah sosok-sosok luar biasa yang namanya tak pernah lengkang oleh waktu. While in the English, live amazing and timeless characters. Finished! Done! 5 words in English. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 words in English. Oh shit! Whoa! What is the name? I know it because I live in Malaysia and I studied Malay. What is this? What? The leather puppet show, something like that. Wayang Kulit. Wayang Kulit? Is that what this is? I remember when I was a kid, there's a street show like doing this Wayang Kulit thing, and they don't have irises in their eyes, right? And I look at the way that everything, how they move and everything. I was like, I get traumatized by that shit. I was like, is this a horror show? Like, what the hell is going on? Just the fact that their eyes have no irises just make me feel like this is some kind of a spiritual thing that I don't want to touch. and then I grow up and I know that it's sometimes it is, but far from it.
Seorang murid di kuil para pawang hujan sedang asik bermain bersama sahabat-sahabat hewan kesayangannya.
Was it a Disney show?
Kecil,
Cinderella?
yang paling besar.
No, Snow White?
Mereka tertawa bersama, saling berbagi cerita tentang keseharian mereka. Bagi Kobo, waktu-waktu seperti inilah yang menjadi waktu favoritnya. Namun, Kobo pun dipanggil oleh sang tetua pawang hujan untuk acara yang sangat penting. Di dalam kuil, Kobo bersama para pawang hujan muda lainnya berkumpul mengelilingi sang tetua. Bertanya-tanya apa alasan dibalik pemanggilan yang mendadak itu. Sang tetua mengangkat tangannya lalu berkata, "Anak-anakku, saatnya telah tiba untuk memilih sang pengendali hujan berikutnya. Kalian semua akan menjalani sebuah ujian demi membuktikan siapa yang pantas memegang gelar itu, beserta segala tanggung jawabnya."
And Kobo proceed to do live streams. I don't know what you talk about, Rainmaster. She's a live stream, a gamer, and a singer.
Pawang hujan muda saling berbisik dengan gugup untuk ujian yang akan dihadapi. Namun, Kobo tersenyum dan mempersiapkan dirinya menghadapi ujian itu.
Satu persatu, para pawang hujan muda menjalani ujian. Namun tak satu pun berhasil memukau sang tetua, kecuali satu orang. Lewat tarian yang anggun dan mantra yang menenangkan, Kobo membangkitkan kekuatan awan, lalu memanggil hujan yang bahkan mampu menandingi kekuatan sang tetua.
I know it's a bit cliche when it comes to like, oh, the main character is always the best when there's no one else in this in this group that can do the same thing that she did or he did or whatever. But let me tell you something. When you write a story, you don't write a story about a side character. It's not the fact that it's always the main character that has this huge potential of being the best, but it's always the huge potential having people are the main characters. It's the other way around. Because if it was the side character, right? The main character must have some kind of comeback. Or else that story would just be your life. It doesn't make sense if you want to write a story and the main character is not the best. I saw some posts on Twitter, Facebook that they said like, why is always the main character like the best? Why can't you be a little bit more original? It's because no one fuck it. No one fuck with it.
Bakat dan kemampuannya, sang tetua tanpa ragu memilih Kobo sebagai penerusnya. Kobo pun tak dapat menyembunyikan kebahagiaannya dan segera memulai tugasnya sebagai sang pengendali hujan yang baru. Namun, kebahagiaan itu tak berlangsung lama.
Alright.
Suatu hari, Kobo tertidur sangat lelap karena merasa bahwa dirinya kini adalah sang pengendali hujan. Jadi, Kobo memutuskan untuk tidur lebih lama.
Uh-oh.
Namun sayangnya,
That's
hari itu
irresponsible.
bertepatan adalah hari di mana ia seharusnya memimpin tarian badai suci di sebuah desa tetangga. Kobo harus bangun, tapi bahkan kurye kesayangannya, Bocil, tak berhasil membangunkannya.
Blame it on a dog. When you when you fail to wake up on an important event, blame it on your dog, bro. Like, it's not your fault, it's your dog.
Salah satu hari terpenting bagi seorang pengendali hujan sudah pasti akan membawa bencana yang sangat besar. Saat Kobo akhirnya terbangun dan tiba di desa itu, semuanya sudah terlambat. Penduduk desa yang menggantungkan harapan mereka pada sang pengendali hujan demi panen yang melimpah, kini harus menghadapi kekeringan yang parah. Mereka menyalahkan Kobo karena gagal datang tepat waktu untuk menjalankan ritual.
Oh no.
Dipenuhi rasa bersalah dan malu, Kobo pun kembali ke kuil.
Oh no, the nipples. The nipples is getting mad at Kobo. Oh no, the nipples is getting mad at Kobo.
Malu, Kobo pun kembali ke kuil.
Sesampainya di kuil, Kobo mendapati sang tetua begitu murka atas kegagalannya. Sebagai hukuman, gelarnya sebagai sang pengendali hujan pun dicabut. Namun,
Good luck
mengetahui
finding
bakat
another
luar
Rainmaster
biasa
if that's the
yang dimiliki
case.
Kobo, sang tetua memutuskan untuk memberinya satu kesempatan lagi demi merebut kembali gelarnya.
Great. Because you don't have other choice. Like, elder, bro. Like, you have Kobo and the others couldn't do the same thing Kobo do.
Lalu menceritakan sebuah liontin legendaris yang hanya dapat ditemukan di puncak gunung Nimbus. Liontin itu terbuat dari emas berkilau dengan ukiran awan sirus yang tersusun indah dan selaras. Konon, hanya sang pengendali hujan yang benar-benar layak yang dapat mengenakan liontin tersebut.
Kobo pun menerima tugas berat itu dari sang tetua. Lalu memulai perjalanan panjangnya melintasi hutan, sungai, dan lembah. Meski perjalanan menuju gunung itu penuh tantangan, Kobo tetap menikmati setiap pemandangan dan suara dari tanah yang ia sebut sebagai rumah. Dan sesekali, ia pun berhenti sejenak untuk bermain bersama hewan-hewan yang ditemuinya di sepanjang perjalanan. Suatu hari di tengah perjalanannya, Kobo bertemu dengan seorang gadis berambut perak panjang yang sedang menatap seekor kucing yang terjebak di atas pohon.
You're not beating the allegations,
Zeta.
Zeta.
Berkata, jangan takut sahabat kecil berbuluku, aku agen Zeta akan menyelamatkanmu dari penjara hijau yang menjulang ini. Dengan gerakan yang lincah dan
What is the multi-dimension world they're living? Like, why is there... Okay, I not the whole world is urban, so there could be an Asian, an agent somewhere around someplace, like still living in a village.
Zeta pun menurunkan kucing itu dari pohon tanpa kesulitan sedikit pun.
You making the allegation
Terpukau
worse.
oleh kelincahan dan kemampuannya, Kobo tanpa ragu mengajak Zeta bergabung dalam perjalanannya menuju Gunung Nimbus. Zeta pun menjawab, syukurlah kau mengajakku, wahai pengambara biru, karena aku juga ingin menjelajahi negeri ini. Dan demikianlah Kobo dan Zeta melanjutkan perjalanan mereka bersama.
Okay.
Keesokan harinya, Kobo dan Zeta melihat sekelompok anak berkumpul mengelilingi seorang yang sepertinya pandai besi di tengah hamparan sawah. Hei ho, wahai para pejuang kecilku, sudah saatnya kalian memasuki medan pertempuran dan bertarung demi kehormatan.
I wasn't laughing at you, Kyla. I wasn't laughing at you. I was just caught me off guard. That's what it is. But damn, Kyla here looking fresh as hell. With that ribbon on top of her head. Hey, she looks fire.
Seru sang pandai besi sambil ia membagikan pedang-pedang kayu buatannya kepada anak-anak itu untuk dimainkan. Anak-anak itu pun larut dalam duel-duel imajinasi mereka, membawa senyum kepada sang pandai besi, senang melihat anak-anak itu menikmati masa kecilnya dengan bahagia. Tersentuh oleh kebaikan dan kepiawaiannya, Kobo menghampiri sang pandai besi dan mengajaknya ikut dalam misi perjalanannya menuju Gunung Nimbus. Sang
This is
pandai
looking like
besi
Journey to the
menjawab,
West.
Dengan senang hati aku akan bergabung denganmu.
Or One Piece
karena aku
for
pun
the people
tertarik
that
dalam menemukan
watch
sebuah alat
anime
paling
instead of
langka dan paling unik yang
reading
pernah ada di
Chinese
negeri ini.
old ass story.
Sang pandai besi memperkenalkan dirinya sebagai Kyla, dan mereka pun melanjutkan perjalanan bersama, bertiga sebagai tim.
Sepanjang perjalanan, ketiganya juga menghadapi berbagai rintangan.
Damn, Zeta got a gun. Watch out, animal, more monsters, fucking bandits. Zeta has a gun, bro. The other's like, oh, I got a hammer and a sword. And I can control water like I'm Katara type shit. Zeta be here like, I'm John Wick, motherfucker.
Mereka melawan monster dan bandit di sepanjang jalan, serta menyelamatkan banyak orang dari bencana alam dan berbagai musibah lainnya. Orang-orang yang menyaksikan aksi mereka berkata bahwa gerakan mereka begitu cepat dan tegas, bagaikan bayangan hologram yang berkelap-kelip. Tak lama kemudian, mereka pun dikenal sebagai Holo Heroes.
That's a great way to set up the name. Like,
Mereka pun
damn.
menyebar ke seluruh penjuru negeri dan selamanya dikenang sebagai legenda.
alright.
Setelah perjalanan panjang yang penuh tantangan, mereka akhirnya tiba di kaki Gunung Nimbus. Saat itu, jantung Kobo berdegup semakin kencang. Namun, sebelum Kobo melangkah naik, Kyla dan Zeta mengatakan bahwa perjalanan mereka harus berakhir di sana. Karena hanya Kobo yang dapat menyelesaikan ujian ini.
Oh, okay.
Meski berat, Kobo mengucapkan selamat tinggal kepada sahabat-sahabat barunya dan berjanji akan bertemu kembali suatu hari nanti.
Hold the fuck on. Thank God that there's still more of the story. Because, like, if the story ends here, I swear to God, a lot of people is going to have assumption of Kobo's graduating? What do you mean? What do you mean you have to part ways and fucking reunite in a couple of years? What do you say?
Lalu
Bids farewell to a lifelong friend. No! Nah, Kobo is not graduating. At least I don't think so.
dan berjanji akan bertemu kembali suatu hari nanti.
In one day.
Lalu
that's
Kobo pun
okay.
memulai pendakiannya menuju puncak.
That's a slow ass walk, Kobo. Walk a little faster, would you? So how to build up the audience retention? I mean, I'm here for it. It's not like I'm gonna skip or anything. There you go. There you go. Started running. Damn, mountain
Saat
goats.
mendaki lereng yang
The
curam
way
dan
you climb that
berbatu,
shit. Oh, that's a
Kobo
penis.
nyaris tertimpa longsoran batu dan beberapa kali menghindari celah-celah berbahaya yang mengancam nyawanya. Namun, tekadnya untuk membuktikan bahwa dirinya layak menjadi sang pengendali hujan terus mendorongnya untuk melangkah maju.
I like the soundtrack, bro. The soundtrack. Hey, do they have like a drive or like a video that has the? Nope. All right. All right. Wait. BGM is by who? All right, but there's no. All right, the soundtrack is great. The OST, that's pretty cool. That's another
Sampai pada
penis.
akhirnya mencapai puncak, Kobo disambut oleh awan-awan hitam raksasa yang menggantung di langit, disertai sambaran petir paling dahsyat yang pernah ia saksikan seumur hidupnya. Meski dipenuhi rasa takut, Kobo tetap berdiri teguh dan tidak mundur selangkah pun. Tiba-tiba, awan-awan gelap itu perlahan menghilang, memperlihatkan seekor makhluk langit raksasa yang memperkenalkan dirinya sebagai penjaga liontin legendaris.
That's a serpent.
Makhluk langit itu pun berkata,
Wahai pawang hujan muda, mereka yang menginginkan liontin langit harus lebih dulu membuktikan bahwa dirinya layak menyandang gelar.
Wait, who's that? Who's that One Piece stone character in Dressrosa? Kind of remind me of that, like all crazy, all scary looking ass things, speaking the voice is like, "Hey, don't you do that! I'm coming for you!" What a high pitched voice on that fucking monster.
Sang pengendali hujan.
Kobo memanggil hujan lebat dan menunjukkan kemampuannya dalam mengendalikan cuaca. Namun, makhluk langit itu tetap tak terkesan, lalu berkata,
Wahai pawang hujan muda, kekuatan saja tidak cukup untuk membuktikan bahwa dirimu layak mendapatkan liontin ini, atau bahkan menyandang gelar sang pengendali hujan. Apakah hanya itu yang ingin kau tunjukkan padaku?
Kobo pun menenangkan dirinya.
This is
Lalu,
looking like the
mengingat kembali-
this is an Asian parent's attitude. Like,
So every pep talk just turned into an insult. Jimmy, you're going to play well, okay? Even though you're slow, even though you're weak, and you suck. And then he would just walk away.
just have to have the insults before seeing others succeed. It's Asian parents.
semua perjalanan yang telah ia lalui. Dengan tulus dan keyakinan, Kobo menjawab, Wahai makhluk langit yang agung, dahulu aku begitu mendambahkan kekuatan demi menjadi sang pengendali hujan. Namun kini aku mengerti, kekuatan sebesar itu harus disertai kebijaksanaan dan tanggung jawab. Dan kini kusadari, anugerah ini bukanlah untuk diriku seorang, melainkan untuk melindungi mereka yang membutuhkan dan orang-orang yang kusayangi.
With great power comes great responsibility, Kobo.
Makhluk langit itu pun tersenyum puas, lalu berubah menjadi
Uncle
awan
Ben
kecil
said
yang
it
dihiasi
best.
cincin pelangi.
Oh, cincin.
Awan kecil itu
There's a cincin right there.
memperkenalkan dirinya sebagai Cilus. Ia berkata bahwa takdirnya adalah mendampingi sang pengendali hujan yang paling layak dalam menjalankan tugasnya. Cilus pun menyerahkan liontin legendaris kepada Kobo. Setelah itu, keduanya memulai perjalanan panjang kembali menuju kuil para pawang hujan.
Alright.
Setelah menempuh perjalanan pulang yang tak kalah berat, Kobo akhirnya kembali ke kuil para pawang hujan bersama liontin langit dan Cilus. Sang tetua yang sempat meragukan apakah Kobo mampu menyelesaikan tugas itu, kini dibuat takjub oleh pencapaiannya. Sesuai janjinya, sang tetua mengembalikan gelar sang pengendali hujan kepada Kobo, lalu berkata,
Anakku, sang pengendali hujan, kau telah banyak bertumbuh. Pengalaman, kekuatan, dan kebijaksanaanmu telah menjadikanmu seorang pawang hujan yang sejati. Kini dunia yang luas menantimu untuk dijelajahi. Dan ketahuilah, aku akan selalu mendukungmu.
Dengan hati yang dipenuhi sukacita, Kobo dan Cilus mengucapkan terima kasih kepada sang tetua, lalu meninggalkan kuil untuk menjelajahi dunia yang terbentang di hadapan mereka.
Seiring berjalannya waktu, Kobo dan Cilus menemukan sebuah mercusuar tua yang telah lama terbengkalai di pinggiran
Where
sebuah
they
danau
will
besar.
stream.
Di sanalah Kobo menghabiskan hari-harinya untuk bermain, berlatih, dan yang terpenting,
Alright.
menjaga keseimbangan negeri penuh legenda ini
And
sebagai sang
stream.
pengendali hujan dari Hollow
Alright.
Heroes.
Dan
And you
begitulah
stream.
Berakhirlah kisah ini.
And when you play games and stream. Bro, you didn't give it a full ending. You gotta say you stream and That it? That it? Okay. I thought it would be like an Easter egg or something. I assume Zeta Kyla also has a standalone version of this, maybe? I don't know. They do like a how Zeta went to that place and when the cat is on the tree and how she saved it and is that how they connect? Is it something like that? Maybe? I don't know. Bestia Zeta. Not yet, or maybe not at all. I don't know. We'll wait and see. Alright, that's it.